Hello everyone, today I have a Zacian V League Battle deck, and I'm going to show you 10 cards you should add to this to make it an absolute powerhouse. It's a pretty good product right out of the box, probably one of the best that Pokemon's ever released from a competitive standpoint, but if we add just 10 cards to this, we can make this the best deck in the standard format. So I'm going to walk you through editing that list, and then we're going to hit the ladder, play some matches, and I'll try to give you some ADP Zacian tips along the way. Let's go. Okay, right out of the box, this is our deck list. I'm going to show you the first 5 cards that I would remove from this deck so we can clear up some space for some better cards. It comes with 2 copies of Oranguru, but generally we only play 1, so let's get rid of one of those. And then the Galarian Meowth and the Galarian Berserker. It does see some play in ADP Zacian decks, but definitely something we can live without, so let's get rid of those. And then we got 4 copies of Jirachi. If we're playing the Jirachi engine, I think we can live with only 3 copies, so let's get rid of 1 copy of Jirachi there. And then, in my opinion, the most disposable card in this deck would be Ordinary Rod. We don't really see Ordinary Rod played too much in ADP Zacian deck, so we're going to get rid of that. And now we have 55 cards in our deck, so I'm going to show you the first 5 cards that I would swap into this deck. Alright, so now that we freed up space, we're going to address the biggest weakness of this deck list right out of the box, in my opinion, and that's it only comes with 1 copy of ADP. So let's go ahead and add another copy of ADP, just because if we do prize that lone copy of ADP, we would not be able to use that Altered Creation GX attack. So we definitely want 2 copies there. And then let's add another copy of Zacian V into our deck. Zacian V is going to be our main way of attacking. We're definitely going to want to use Intrepid Sword as early as possible in the game. So having 3 copies is definitely very, very nice. And then we're going to add the Dedenne GX. And this Pokemon comes in the Trainer's Toolkit, so you can get it from there. And we're going to be using that Dead Age change quite frequently in this deck. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. You can't use more than 1 Dead Age change each turn. This is very good because it allows us to obviously draw cards, but it allows us to put cards in our discard pile. And since we do use Metal Saucer in this deck list, that's going to allow us to accelerate energy from our discard pile onto Zacian V. So there's 59 cards. And for the final card that I would swap in, since we took out that Ordinary Rod, let's put in another trainer. I'm thinking the Air Balloon here. And the reason why we want Air Balloon is so we can have free retreat with Zacian. So the retreat clause of the Pokemon that this card is attached to does is 2 colorless energy less. So if you don't know, Brave Blade attack during your next turn, this Pokemon can attack. However, if you retreat Zacian V onto your bench and then you go back into the active spot, then you can use Brave Blade again. So definitely a very good card to put on Zacian V is the Air Balloon, just so we can bring it from the active spot onto the bench and then back into the active and attack again with that Brave Blade. So if you do that upgrade, those 5 cards, you already have an amazing ADP deck right here. I mean, this is pretty solid. But I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to show you how to go just 1 step further, and let's replace another 5 cards here. So the next 5 cards I would swap out would be Tag Call, just because it can be a little slow and a little inconsistent at times. And since we're getting rid of that Tag Call engine, we're going to get rid of the Guzman Hala and the Mallow and Lana. Since we don't have the Guzman Hala, we're not going to have a way to find our stadium and find our special energy. So we're going to get rid of the Gradient Forest, and then we're going to get rid of the Aurora energy. And that's 55 cards right there. So let me show you the next 5 cards that I would swap into this deck. So to start off, since we got rid of the Viridian Forest, I'm going to add in a Chaotic Swell. And this card's going to be very good. It's going to allow us to get some counterplay on our opponent. Whenever either player plays a stadium card from their hand, discard that stadium card after discarding this new one. So this can be very good at stopping your opponent from winning the stadium war. And we don't really need the Viridian Forest. We don't want to rely on a stadium to find our water energy too much. So the way that we're going to find our water energy is going to be with the Energy Spinner. Search your deck for a basic energy card, reveal it, put it in your hand. If you go second, it's your first turn, search for 3 basic energy cards instead of 1, then shuffle your deck. So we're going to add 2 more of those. The original deck list did come with 1 Energy Spinner, but it seemed like it wanted to rely more on Tag Call and Aurora Energy and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to add 2 more Energy Spinners into our deck. And I think that way is just a little bit more consistent, and I prefer that way. So since we got rid of the Aurora Energy, we are going to add in 1 more Metal Energy. And we don't really want to play in only 1 copy of Aurora Energy. It seems a little bit silly. So this is a little bit better, and now we're going to be able to have more energy to accelerate when we use our Intrepid Sword ability with Zacian V. And since we did get rid of that Tag Call, we do need a way to find our ADP. So we're going to add in a Cherish Ball. And I prefer Cherish Ball over Tag Call, just so we can also find our Dedenne GX. So Cherish Ball is just a little bit more versatile in this deck. I prefer it over the tack call. And there's our new 60 cards right there. In my opinion, if you are playing these 60 cards, you have an amazing ADP Zacian deck, and you know, you're playing the best deck in the format essentially. There are a few more cards that you could add, but this core 60 cards right here, very, very strong. So some other cards that you can potentially put in this deck would be the Coding Metal Energy, allowing us to have no weakness when we attach it to one of our metal Pokemon. The Mawile GX, allowing us to potentially bench 2 prizers from our opponent's hand and go after them with boss's orders. We could also put in a Crobat V, just so we can have more draw power, and use Crobat V in the same turn that we use the Dedenne GX, just to see a lot of cards. We could use an Eldegoss V instead of the Mewtwo, just so we can get the supporter in our hand immediately and not put it on top of our deck. And we could put the Aegislash V from Vivid Voltage into our deck, and that'll allow us to get through things like Decidueye, Obstagoon, and it can just cover a lot of those weird anti-ADP decks that people are running nowadays. And then, of course, you could always use a little bit more boss's orders. So that's kind of the main way we're going to be winning games, is bossing up 2 prizers, turning them into 3 prizers with ADP's Altered Creation attack. And all you need to do is kill 2 prizers. So those are a few of the cards that I would add into this deck. But go ahead and take these 60 cards right here, play with them, and see what card you think you should add into your deck just to cover your weakness, or to update your deck for the current metagame at the current time. But for now, we're going to take these 60 cards, hit the ladder, and play some matches. Let's go. Okay, we did find ourselves a match against Kill TW. We did lose a coin toss, so they're going to decide our fate. Are we going to go first, or are we going to go second? Looks like they have a Charizard Battle League deck box, so maybe they're playing a fire deck, possibly the Reshiram and Charizard deck, so they are going to want to go second, most likely. Not the best hand here. We need to find a way to get energy. I think the energy spinner is what we want to do here. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a metal energy. Maybe I could also just go into this other Jirachi. Hope maybe we can get something else off this Stellar Wish. I think I want to grab the Cherish Ball so I can grab a ADP. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab the ADP with the Cherish Ball. And now our board is pretty decent. We're going to Intrepid Sword here. Find 2 energies there, actually. That's really good. And we also have a Dedenne in hand, so yeah, we need to find a water energy and an energy switch to get this altered creation attack off next turn. We are up against a fire deck. Definitely something we're going to have to look out for here, because we are weak to fire. So Zacian can definitely go down very easily. Unfortunately, they only have a Team Yelgrunt. So I definitely don't mind that. Let's see. I think I want to just Dead change here, right? Well, let's see what we get off this Stellar Witch first. Let me see something real quick. Okay, so we already used 1 energy spinner, so that means energy spinner is more uncommon than energy switch in our deck right now. So let's get the energy spinner so we can get that water energy. Place that onto the ADP. And then we're going to try to get an energy switch here, so do I want to... I think I'm going to Primate Wisdom the Professor's Research. There's the energy switch though, actually, so I won't even have to Dead change here. I can just go ahead and energy switch here, and I might even be comfortable just Marnieing here, actually. And that might even be the more optimal move. I mean, we are giving them cards that could potentially benefit them, because it looks like they didn't really have too much last turn, so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but let's Let's go ahead and use that Altered Creation GX attack, allowing us to do 30 more damage and taking 1 more prize card every time we knock out our opponent with one of our attacks. So now this Reshiram and Charizard is going to be a two-hit KO here. It did put the big charm on, because sometimes you can play a Zigzagoon down, do 10 damage to the Reshiram and Charizard, and then bring up Zacian V, use that Brave Blade ability, or the Brave Blade attack, for 260 after the GX attack and knock it out. But looks like they do have the big charm. We don't run Tool Scrapper in this deck, so this is going to be a straightforward 2-hit knockout. Maybe they'll play down a Dedenne or something though. And then we can just go after that with our Great Catcher. We see no signs of Dedenne here though. So they're just gonna go for that double Blaze GX attack, just ensuring that they are able to knock us out next turn with a 2-hit KO. So probably a good play. Do we want to? Yeah, we probably want to 2-hit KO this. I was thinking we could also try to knock this thing out with the Great Catcher. It's kind of asking for a lot, then the Charizard can come in and knock us out anyway. So I think I'm gonna grab a. I think I want to grab another Zacian. Or do I want to grab an ADP? Well, let's grab a Zacian here. Let's grab a Zacian, and I might even want to bring that Great Catcher along with me, just in case it tries to run away. I could also, but now I'm not going to see that Great Catcher. I'm going to just send the deck out. We don't need another ADP, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Professor's Research, and going to go ahead and use a Metal Saucer onto one of our Zacians here. And I'm going to hold off from playing the Air Balloon for now. Let's go ahead and use Ultimate Ray, allowing us to accelerate 3 metal energy here. So this is going to allow us to have almost two fully stacked Zacian Vs waiting on the bench. So if they do knock out our Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia, we will be able to bring in a nice strong Zacian V to clean up the KO. And then they'll probably bring in their Charizard, knock us out. And then we're going to try to find a Zigzagoon and try to knock out their Charizard. I think they're playing this pretty smart though. They're not putting down any more Pokemon, because they know that if they only play these 2 Pokemon, then we have to take essentially 8 prizes, because these have now turned into 4 prize Pokemon. And we are weak to fire, so yeah, they're definitely playing this really, really well. We kind of have to draw everything almost perfectly. We need to find a Zigzagoon, and yeah, we need to find a way to make sure that this doesn't have a big charm, because we do need a 1-hit KO that, it seems like. I think it's best to probably bring out the Jirachi here. We do need to find our Zigzagoon. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Stellar Wish here. Oh, I wanted to find a Quick Ball. There's a Quick Ball. Okay, I think we are in good shape now, because once we boss up this other Charizard on the bench, we can guarantee that we can knock this thing out. Okay. So let's go ahead and Quick Ball away the Zacian V for the Galarian Zigzagoon here. And we have found a way around their plan. We're going to put 1 damage counter on that Reshiram and Charizard. And now we're going to scoop up this Jirachi and place down an energy on Zacian V. And that kind of looks like checkmate to me. That kind of looks like checkmate to me. Once we Brave Blade, we knock it out. We just got to knock out the other Charizard. And I think that's checkmate. Take 4 prize cards there. Yeah, so if they knock out our Zacian, then we can just come in with our other Zacian and knock it out. So they definitely played that pretty well though. They made sure that we had to go through 2 of their Reshiram and Charizards. And being weak against Reshiram and Charizard, definitely a very good move on their part. But we have Galarian Zigzagoon. That's why we have Galarian Zigzagoon in our deck, so we can knock out the tag teams that have 270 HP. So good game, good game. So we found ourselves a match against Prima Vista. They have elected to go first here. And we have a wild hand here. Whole lot of energies. Got the Dedenne in hand. We did find a water energy. We are going second, so it is possible to get a turn 1 Alter Creation attack. With this hand, it's possible. We can dump all these energies into our discard pile, hopefully find a Zacian on the other side of this Dedenne change. Metal Saucer, energy switch of metal energy off the Zacian onto the ADP. And then use that Altered Creation GX attack. So it is possible. We are going to have to get rid of a lot of energies here. And if they have the Crushing Hammers, then it could spell trouble for us, because we are going to Dedenne change our hand, most likely. And so we're going to attach a water energy to the ADP, and then use Dedenne change. So we're going to discard our other water energy. So if they do have Crushing Hammer, then we can't use the Altered Creation attack this game. But I don't think they do. I feel like this deck doesn't normally do that. So let's go ahead and use a Dedenne change. Get rid of that hand, and we really don't have much else to do. All we can do is Marnie here, so let's go ahead and Marnie. We might not be able to get the GX attack this turn, unfortunately, but at least we did get a water energy onto the ADP, and we will use an Intrepid Sword ability. Drawing the top 3 cards. None of them were metal energy though, so we don't get to accelerate any metal energy onto our Zacian. So there's the Bolton. Looks like they are playing that like Charbug. Is that what it's called? Pokemon where they become like a battery and they can attach themselves to a Pokemon and count as energy or something. Is that what it is? I think so. And then they Bolt Storm, and they can kind of hit big with that Bolt Storm once they have a lot of energy on the board. Okay, so there's the switch into the Bolton, allowing them to use that Electrify ability, putting 2 energies onto their Pokemon on the bench, and they are going to elect to put 1 energy each on the Tapu Koko and the Bolton. So yes, now we just need to put energy onto the ADP. We could try to build our bench here. Let's see what we can grab here. We could grab a, let's go ahead and grab an Oranguru. Just having an Oranguru on the bench is generally pretty nice. And then let's grab a, I don't really need the energy switch anymore because we did use a GX attack. We could grab another Zacian. That could be pretty useful. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my Professor's Research here. Discard my hand, see a brand new 7 cards. Probably a good idea to put the Big Charm on the ADP just so we don't get knocked out for some reason. And I'm going to Metal Saucer 2 energies onto the Zacian V here. And I think I'm pretty content with holding my hand. I mean, I could Dedenne change again. I forgot. I don't think I even have the Dedenne. Do I? I do have the Dedenne. Do I want to Dedenne change here then? I'm just gonna grab it just for now. I probably shouldn't play that Cherish Ball. Generally, you don't want to play your Searching Ball until you're gonna use that card. Because if they Marnied us right now or something, then we wouldn't get anything off of that. But let's go ahead and just use that Altered Creation. I feel like we're in a pretty good position here. We have 2 energies onto one of our Zacian Vs. We have the Altered Creation attack online now, allowing us to do 30 more damage for every attack we do, and every time we knock out our opponent, we will take 1 more prize card. So ideally, we just got to knock out two prizers rather, and then we win the game. We can knock out one Bolton and then another Bolton. And that's pretty much game right there. So we'll see if we can do that. They did switch into our Zacian V with their boss's orders, so we're gonna have to find a way to switch out of that here. We could probably find an air balloon. Let's go ahead and energy spinner. Let me just see what's in my deck here. We do have 3 switches left. Is the air balloon? We do have an air balloon in our deck, so let's go ahead and just grab this energy spinner here. I'm praying that we can find a switch here, and I believe that we can find a switch here. I think I need to like guarantee that I'm gonna get a switch. I'm gonna put the professor's research just so I can get it back again on the other side as Dedenne change. Because I mean, I really need a switch here, right? I need to bring my Zacian into the active spot and get that knockout. So we did not find it here, unfortunately. Looks like we're gonna have to use that professor's research here and find that switch. So let's go ahead and try to find that switch or that air balloon. We did find the switch. We did find the air balloon. I think using the switch for now is probably better. I'm gonna put the air balloon on the Zacian next turn, I think. We'll see what they play, and then let's go ahead and just use that Brave Blade attack. Knock him out, 260 damage. We are gonna take 3 prizes by knocking out that Bolton because we did use the Altered Creation GX attack. So now we have a pretty sizable hand here. We did Brave Blade, so that means we cannot use Brave Blade again until we get back onto the bench and then get back into the active. So we're gonna have to try to do that. If they play down a Dedenne though, that could also be very good. Because then we could just switch into our ADP, attach an energy to it, boss up that Dedenne, and knock it out. So we'll see if they do that. Okay, so they did not do that. They just knocked out our Zacian right away. I believe we want to lead off with this ADP here. I could boss this up. And just, that's going to knock a lot of their energy off the board if I just boss up this. Because all those charger bugs are on the Vikavolt here, so that might be the best option. Just boss up that Vikavolt and just accelerate energy onto my other Zacian. I feel like that's the move here. I don't want to be too risky. I think that is the safest play here. So let's go ahead and knock out that Vikavolt. Get 2 prizes. Accelerating energy onto the Zacian V. And we're in good shape here. They need to take 4 prize cards, so they still have to knock out at least 2 Pokemon here. So we don't have any 4 prizes on the board, right? So yeah, I think we're in a pretty good position here. They're just gonna Bolt Storm here, do 160 damage. Fortunately, that's not gonna be enough for them, but we do need to find a way to attack with the Zacian V somehow, but it does not look like we have a way to do that. Because the Ultimate Ray is not going to be able to knock them out. I'm trying to see, do I have a way to get an energy switch? I mean, it's possible. I can get a switch and an energy switch off the Professor's Research. I think I'm just going to go for that just because, like, we might as well go for that. So I'm going to thin my deck out a bit. I'm going to use that Quick Ball, find the Jirachi. And I'm going to use... Let's see. Do we have any more energy in our deck? We don't, right? Okay, so we do have 2 switches in our deck, and we have an energy switch. So it is possible. Oh, we do have 7 cards left in our deck, though. So, wait, I think that's the move here. So we just... We attach an energy to Zacian. We play down the Mewtwo. Put the Professor's Research on top of our deck. use the Primate Wisdom to put the, I mean, it doesn't really matter, like a Metal Energy on top of our deck. Does it matter? I don't think it does, right? You can put a Metal Energy on top of our deck. So there's a Professor's Research. We are going to be able to use that Professor's Research now. We need to find the switch and the energy switch. And there's both of them right there. So we're going to switch into our Zacian here. Use that energy switch. Get an energy off of the ADP onto the Zacian. And knock out this Bolton for the game with Brave Blade. That's how ADPZ works. A lot of energy switching. A lot of switching around. And all you got to do is knock out 2 prizers and you win the game. So it's pretty nice. Alright, there you have it. That's my take on upgrading this Zacian V League Battle deck. I'm pretty happy that Pokemon's put this product out. I think it's great for the competitive scene. And hopefully it turns some collectors into players, because we have a lot of collectors during 2020, the rebirth of Pokemon collecting. So great product. Very stoked that Pokemon put this out. And if you enjoyed this video, like it. If you like the channel, subscribe to it. I just put Pokemon videos out pretty much multiple times a week, and that's all. I'm just going to keep doing that because I love Pokemon and I want to build a community around this channel. So go ahead and subscribe. Follow me at twitch.tv/Nachi, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.